Good morning, traders. So, how do we trade the Dow Jones today? So, um, we did end up with buyers stepping in with these tails. You can see buyers stepped in again yesterday and pushed the price up, and we've had a fairly large gap up today and moving up to the top again. This consolidation of the oscillators here is fairly worrying in my eye, especially when it's on the daily. If you look to the left, you see whenever we consolidate like this, something happens. Okay, so the other thing that is kind of concerning me is we have a double top on the MACD, which is this thick black line. But if you look at price has basically moved to the downside. Okay, now that divergence is continuation divergence. In other words, you can expect a continuation of the current trend, and the current trend is down. Okay, so that's kind of the worrying factor that I can see on the daily. Okay, so any longs that I do have here are not held overnight, and they definitely are taken at as low a level as possible. Let's just get right down to the 1 hour and see what we can trade today. So yesterday was very much a up and down day. You can see all these tails, the top tails, the bottom. There's a lot of confusion happening here, and I think the level that we did come off is pretty much so it'll be this inside tail here. You can see how the buyer stepped in on this level here. Okay, so when we look at the 1 hour, we can see that we've had there's a fairly convincing gap up and break up. But yeah, I'm still not 100% convinced. Let's just work out what this double bottom target is. Double bottom target is up there. Okay, so we're still quite far from that. And we can work out this measured move as well. So from there to there, and then down to this level. Okay, so this measured move still has a way to go. It's pretty much in the same area here, probably on this swing low here. You can see the tail's the top, tail at the bottom, so this is the level. The measured move target is 25,177, so that is still, from where we are now, that's still a good 46 points. So there's still a reasonable amount of upside left for if we just take this measured move as well as the double bottom. So double bottom here, there's the neckline, so a break of that neckline, line in, a break of that neckline, a retest of the break, and now we're moving the upside. So this is more than likely going to head for this level of 25,177. Okay, so first things first, let's just tidy this all up and let's have a look at how the closing range break strategy worked out. And we basically hit the breakout target a couple of times. I was expecting us to come and hit at least target 2 with the 200 moving average on the hour, but we had a second attempt and that failed as well. So anyway, so that didn't really help us. What we want to do here is we want to, okay, so we've already hit target 2. So again, this is not an area to get long. We need to wait for some kind of a pullback to get long on this market. Unless you managed to get long in yesterday, then there's no reason to get out of longs. I'm just going to get down to low time frames to see anything else I can see. Okay, so at this stage on the 30 minutes, we do have oscillator to group at the top. There's no reason to get in long here, and there's no reason to get short either. So yeah, for me, this right now is, if you are long, if you're either up really early this morning and you got long on the retest of this level here, you can see these tails to the left here. So it gapped up, came back, bounced off this level. This would have been an area to get in long, and you'd still be sitting long at the moment. So I think for the Dow, it's more a case of wait for a pullback. If we can get some kind of a pullback, and then take that trade. But yeah, currently we're 87-point gap up. Okay, so yeah, so for Dow, for me right now, there's no trade. I would be very reluctant to go long up at these levels. I'd want to see us come back, and I can't really see a level. It would be ideal to come back and close this gap before looking for a long again. But it could also just be, come back and test this level here. You can see where all these tails are. So this level of 25085. If we can come back into that area, would be a reasonable place to look for a long again, and trade this up to that measured move target, which is further up. Okay, but for now, and I'll just go to the 4 hour. You can see we've gapped up above the 20 moving average on the 4 hour. So ideally you want to see a retest of that 20 moving average, and the 20 moving average pointing up on the 4 hour, and that would indicate that we are back on track for a continuation move to the upside. And what that would also mean is that we have this triangle break here, which is a continuation, and that continuation is a measured move from there to there, and take it from the lowest point, and let's put in a level there, and then just have a look at the daily to see what does that mean. Okay, so that takes us back to the top, the previous high. Okay, so lots of possibilities here, but as I said, there is daily divergence here, which just makes me a little bit wary, and we are grouping with the oscillator, so it does make me wary. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to play out right now, because this thing could still move to the top here and then have a bit of a sell-off. Okay, so at this stage, this is a move up, down, continuation. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at the moment. That's not going to help us. But you're going to have to play this with the lower time frame. So I would suggest looking at sort of 12, 15, 30 minutes, and trade according to what you see on that. As long as we're staying above the 20 moving average, you're trending up. If we move below the 20 moving average, then you need to start looking for where it's going to. Okay, and remember, any shorts at this stage are still scalps, because the trend is still up. Okay, so ultimately this trend is still up. Bottom left of my screen to top right. Okay, so that's kind of my take on this today, is probably looking for more longs, but I am really looking for an entry somewhere around 25,080 if we can get it. If we can't get that, then we're going to have to look and watch very carefully for an entry, and I'd look at around 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. That would give us a decent entry, because by then Europe would have found its legs and would know exactly what the lay of the land is, and then start looking for your entries. Okay, so that's my take on the Dow today. Still expecting some more upside, but not from the level that we're at now. I'd like to see us come back down to 25,080. Even a better scenario would be at the gap close here of 25,040, or even 2,500. That would be a really good entry to get long again. Okay, so that's my take on the Dow today. I hope it helps, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Enjoy the day.